same position that I hit the Jackie Chan off of that I've shown in here before, which is he steps around the side to try to pass my guard, right? So we're going here. So instead of hitting this Jackie Chan, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna catch this leg as a scoop grip. And now my foot is just coming right inside of here. Like I don't even have to get up that high. I can just go right in here. So instead of falling down, keep your base, right? Because you're gonna be trying to pass and come in, right? So we get to our ham sandwich situation, right? So when I land, I want to land here in this position, and we're like this. Right here, it's gonna be hard to finish anything, right? So I'm gonna lean in and bring his knee to the mat, and then I'm gonna switch hands, and I'm gonna control his leg with my left hand, coming over the top. That way my right hand can swim under, and I've got a toe hold right here, right? So I'm just pushing that knee down, I switch, come around, and there's my toe hold. Then I can come under, I can swim, sit up, I grab the knee and the hip. When I finish this ham sandwich, I'm not lifting my hips up off the mat, I'm just pushing my hips forward.
Oh yeah, that's worse, whoa.
How are you pushing your hips forward?
Just like an arm bar.
Like, just straight like this?
Just like that, like an arm bar, just pushing forward.
That's
Right?
crazy.
If I bring it up,
That doesn't hurt.
Okay.
so if I push my hips forward. Right? So, again. So we're here, he steps around my guard, I come in, I hit this, sit down, right? So I'm just driving into this knee, catching here, I'm swinging this hand under to get his toes, and there's your toe hold, right? I swing back, grab the hip and the knee, push my hips forward, right? I can kick this, come up. Right, we have all of those options once we get to that spot. But this is the bear trap, right? So it works really well. So especially if you're playing a lot of side guard, they'll try to just step around it and come into that knee on belly, right? I can also do this off knee on belly. I just push them up, come in, catch my foot right into the back of the knee, and I'm back in.
It's hard to keep your balance off that.
All right, so we get to here, you know, it's the same thing. I'm driving this knee down, and then I bring my elbow right into the back of his knee to keep his knee there. That allows my hand to wrap around, and I'm already in position for the toe hold. Right? Now I swim it, sit up, hips forward. I can open this up, come around, or come around. Right, we have options off of that. Right? At least get to the bear trap, try the toe hold, the ham sandwich finish, and then we'll come back and jump into the rest of the A series, right?
Can I do it once more?
One more?
Oh, so you need that knee cleared, okay.
Yeah. Toe hold. Ham sandwich. And you can come up. Go wherever you want off of that. Right? Foot. Right? So I'm scoop gripping, hip to the foot, and then I'm just bringing this foot inside his leg. All right? So it depends on your flexibility, dexterity. You might be able to do it flat on your back. You might, just throw it in there. You might have to lift your hips a little bit and come back. That's, whatever you have to do to get to this spot. And I just want my foot right inside his knee. All right? I got the boot on connected to his thigh. Right? And then now I'm just flaring both my knees to drop him down to land in that spot. Right? He brings his foot across, I immediately go Ashi slicer. Right? And now we're here. Reverse grip. And I finish there. Right? Let's try it. 3, 2, 1. Foot comes in and I go to take him down. My top knee is flaring out. My bottom knee is pulling in. And then I roll him into my spot. Right? So when I catch it, when I first get that foot in and I'm here and his foot's on my hip, right? I'm pulling this knee to my chest. as I flare this one, and then I turn to my other hip to lock that up, right? And so this is why, like, I can do it like a crab ride and get up on my shoulders, and then I can use all of my weight to bring him down. Right, so if the bigger they are, the more I'm gonna have to create that whip to be able to bring them down, to knock them down to their knees, right? So if someone my size, I can pretty much stay flat on my back, get my foot in and bring them down. The bigger they get, the more I'm gonna have to create that whip to bring them down through there. But that way when you land, this should be super tight, you know, where you don't have all of the space. So that when you sit up to get to here, like it should be where his ankle bends right in here should be sitting right on top of my hip bone, right? If I'm down on his toes, you know, I might still be able to finish, but now it's weird. Like I'm not pushing on the end of the lever, which is the tibia and the fibula. I'm pushing on his foot. So his foot bends and takes some of the pressure off of the ham sandwich. Right? So I want to be locked to his ankle, or right above his ankle, to that bone, to that tibia, so that now I push the tibia in, and that gives me the tap, versus when I'm on the toes, no tap. Right? So it's just a matter of, I want to be pushing on this part of his leg, not on his foot, when I go for that ham sandwich. Right? So I need this compression to get that finish, right? So, you know, so try that and try that whip with it. So go knee on belly. This works really well off of this, you know, because with the knee on belly, a lot of times I can't get him to stand all the way up to make it easy to enter. So I have to invert a little bit, right? So I just push the chest, foot in, whip through, and we're back to the same spot again, right? So you're just working on that crab ride to get it in and bring it back, right? So try that off the knee on belly, because it'll force you to invert a little bit more to get that whipping action, and then really try to make sure you're placing that right above the ankle, right there, right on your hip. You don't want to be on their foot. Make sense? All right, let's try it for a couple more minutes. 3, 2, 1. One, they asked, if I push him and he just backs away because he's like, no, he's just clearing, right? Like, he gave me my guard back. Right. Right, so that's cool. I'll take that. Yeah, I got out of side control, out of knee on belly. Yeah, I didn't get to hit the move I wanted, right? But I'm back to my guard, so we're cool, right? The other thing I can do here is, instead of like pushing, I'll just frame on the inside just to keep him off my head, and then I'll use my knee in his butt. Right, and then this gives me all my different entries off that knee on belly. You know, whether I go backside 50-50 or I go into that bear trap or wherever I want to go, right? And what determines whether I go bear trap or backside 50-50 is how far forward I get him to go, right? So that's why I went 50-50 on that one, because when I bumped him, he went way forward. So it's going to be really weird to kind of fit this back in and come through here. So it's much easier for me to spin and drop this one in. And now I'm in backside 50-50. Right, so that's just going to be determined by how far forward he goes when I bump him, right? So just something to think of there. So now we're going to take this all the way through, and we're going to take the back. So we can go off knee on belly's fine, right? So I'm going to bump him just a little bit so that this is still in play, all right? So I invert, catch that, bring him down, get to here. You can run through all of your same submissions if you want. I'm gonna come out, I'm gonna come up, I'm gonna take his back, right? As I go to break him down, I'm gonna bring my shin up, put it right above his knee on his thigh. That way when I come through, I just kick it, and that gives me my hook, right? I trap his arm, and now when I start to go for this, he has one hand left. He's gonna reach up and grab that choking arm, right? So he's gonna get here, and now we're in this battle. So when he's fighting this, like really fight it, don't let me have it. All right, I'm just gonna get an S grip I'm just gonna pull my arm, I'm gonna punch it. And we're gonna finish. All right, so we go back, he grabs the arm. I'm just going S grip. I punch, pull it in, shoot it in.
I like that.
All right, it lines everything up. It gets my bicep all the way against the other side of his neck. When I chop it in, it goes straight into his neck, right under his chin, and I've got the full-on rear naked choke, right? So when he's defending that, I'm just going S grip, and I'm just pulling to finish. All right? Let's try it. 3, 2, 1.